Yo, what up? It's been a little longer than I wanted to be. Um, Back with another dope topic, real quick. Try to keep this short. Um, I'm cooking up something real nice. A couple people I talked to, they want me to take this a little bit more seriously than what I have been. So I'm about to turn it up, but I'm about to touch on the topic real quick. Just to feed the channel, you always got to feed the streets. But something. So I brought a topic this morning because someone made a statement on one of these social media platforms. So what spurred it was what influenced the topic. But my bad, I'm jumping ahead. This your first time here? Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know you here. Appreciate everybody that's still here, that's been here from day one, or not even day one, but been here for a while. Keep rocking. Like, I definitely appreciate that. It's still day one. I only got like 300 something subscribers, so that's still day one type time. But so I was reading an article last night, and I forwarded it to a couple people that I know, and what it said was, as of yesterday, as of like last night or whatever, Philadelphia has surpassed Chicago for the year in homicides. So for the last 2 or 3 years, Chicago and Philly has pretty much been number one and number two in the country for homicides. Being as though that Chicago is more than double the size of the population of Philadelphia, that number is crazy in itself. But so that article was published, and someone made a comment under that article saying something to the effect of, mothers need to do a better job at controlling their kids, not having their kids out past midnight, right? So then, that was wrong. The second thing that struck me was they tried to do a demographic pool of saying mothers between the age of 29 and like 46 or something like that. So this is the problem with information, right? This is the problem when anybody can project whatever statements they want to project into the universe, right? Somebody's going to take that and believe it, right? Somebody's going to take that at face value. Don't have a deeper level of consciousness, of common sense, to understand that, one, the root of that problem is way deeper. Two, your demographic is way off, right? When you start pulling analytics out, make sure you understand what you're talking about. Because that age range you said, 29 or 45, 46, that's damn near grandmama age in the city. Like, I don't know which city you talking about, but ain't no inner city. There's not no inner city. Like, you could be a grandmom, no joke, at like 32, 34 in the city. You really got grandmoms walking around at that age. So whatever it is you like, but to understand the issue, right? So that is really what influenced me. One, that irritated the crap out of me. It's like I said, you don't know if somebody reads that, you got their attention for 5 seconds, right? Because you know the human attention span is not that long, especially in adults, right? You may got 60 seconds to get whatever you really point across you're trying to get to that audience or to that person, right? 60 seconds is like a norm, right? So you had 60 seconds to make a difference, potentially make a difference, and you chose to come with false stats and narratives, right? That person that you could have reached, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to reach, somebody's going to read that and really take it at face value and like, oh, damn, this guy's on it, right? Ain't wrong. And then you're going to have people that, if you really want a little bit better with it and made it more fundamentally correct, principally correct, you really could have made a connection with somebody that hit home for somebody to say, I got it. That aha moment, right? But since we're talking about that. I mean, like, we know I could talk about this topic forever, which I try not to do too much, but on this one I really have to. The problem is way deeper and way rooted. For one, when you say mothers need to do a better job, that's when you, I mean, there's so many different points that was wrong with this, like, it's not even funny. It was so many points that was wrong, it's not funny. You understand what I'm saying? But do you really understand, in that environment, the uphill battle that young mothers have and older mothers have with trying to police their children and keep them, especially boys, on a straight path and not to become a statistic? Do you understand the battle that they've been losing, and they're going to continue to lose that battle? Because they're really fighting that battle alone. You understand? One, you got to understand the variables of that environment, of that woman's mind, that woman's psyche and mindset, right? So let's say it's a mother that goes to work every day, right? Now, this is average city stuff, right? And I'm going to be modest. And I'm going to say, and even though I know it's younger than this, but I'm going to be modest, right? When a boy hits 11 years old, 12 years old, there's no more babysitter. You understand? If mom got to go to work, she more than likely, she going to leave you a set of instructions of what to do, what not to do. They're now, because the communities are not what they once were, right? With actual communities, actual villages, right? Where typically today, this is the way society made it, where it used to be Miss So-and-so across the street, or a fake auntie, because her and your mom grew up together, or because they been living on the same block together, became a fake auntie. Now you got fake cousins, whatever the case may be. I ain't saying fake in that light. Adopted. Let me be politically correct or something like that, right? To where everybody on the block looked out for one another regardless of what household they was in. Them days are long gone. You understand? Now, unless you got legitimate family on that block, and that don't always mean nothing, because, you know, us in them communities, our families don't even like each other typically, especially on the same block, right? But you're leaving it up to that child to follow those guidelines and instructions that you left, right? Now, wholeheartedly, let's say that kid really have pure intentions on following whatever set of instructions you left for him. Now, let's just stand out, even with that, right? The peer pressure, or not even, I ain't gonna just call it peer pressure, just the fact of that's what the normalcy when you go outside to do certain activities. It's normal. You understand what I'm saying? And it's jacked up to the core. But at that child's age, yeah, you know right from wrong, right? But it's harder to differentiate the magnitude of the wrong when you see everybody doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like let's dumb this down. Let's just use basic logic and basic common sense and basic human understanding. There's a normalcy to the bullcrap that goes on in them hoods that you don't realize is abnormal until you leave that place. You understand? I was 14 years old, 15 years old, breaking daylight. And when I mean daylight, I mean sun come up, go to the breakfast spot, laugh, joke, stand on the corner some more, then laying down in the bed about 11, 12 o'clock, waking up about 7, 8 o'clock, take a bath and do the same thing over. You understand? I didn't realize how abnormal that was because everybody in my age bracket down there was doing that. It was normal. You understand? At that point, there's only but so much a mother can do. You understand? That's why it's important. So that black man who made that statement, that's why it's more vital that we in those young black boys' lives, especially in those goddamn communities, in those environments. But pulling it off on a mother, I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but that's wrong on so many different levels. It's wrong on so many different levels. Like I said, ain't but so much that mother could do, right? That mother goes to work, right? Now we know, unfortunately, let's keep it a stack. The generation I grew up in, it wasn't a lot of black women walking around with college degrees. Half of them ain't have high school diplomas. We're going to get funky with it. Let's get funky with it. Right? Half of them ain't have high school diplomas. Right? So what did that mean? The only jobs that they can really get and make some money was some service type job. Some hospital cleaning, some hotel cleaning, some blue collar job that, just call it what it is. More likely they gonna work the third shift. They gonna work the second shift, or they gonna work the third shift. Right? They not working the first shift where they going to work at 8 and 9 o'clock and they getting off at 5. No, that's for people with actual diplomas or associate degrees, or call it what it is, a different color skin. You understand? More likely though, they was working the third shift. They was fighting to get to the second shift. They knew the first shift was out of the question. So no, I do agree that if somehow we can get these kids off the streets after, so also part of that statement was saying getting these kids off the street at a certain time, right? Now, no, looking back 2020 hindsight, I had no business being outside for them hours. You know what I'm saying? At that, especially at the rate I was doing it, right? But there's never no excuse for me to be out there them kind of hours at that age, right? But once again, who was there to check it? You understand? Because you got the mama that work, but then you got the other side. You got the mama that run the streets too. And it's probably more of them than a mama that work. Let's call a spade a spade. She got her own vices. You understand? Whether she caught up with a dude, she got an alcohol problem, she a drug addict, whether it's coke, sherm, heroin, etc. You understand? But she got her own demons and stuff, and her mama wasn't a mama, more than likely. This is learned behavior. So we're going to get to the root cause of things. We actually got to go to the foundation of it. You understand? Like I said, I don't know if somebody caught what I said just now. More than likely, that mother not being a mother or a solid mother, or that father not being a solid father, more than likely that was learned behavior. You understand? So we're going to begin to bridge that gap and tear apart the curses and ties we have with that, right? That's what we need to delve into. That's what we need to attack. You understand? Because it's way deeper than surface level. It's way deeper than some analytics. Analytics can't compete with me. Analytics can't compete with them kids that live in that environment. Because they're not worried about no numbers. They go outside and see it every day. You think they're worried about a number? They just hoping their number don't get called and their eyes don't close permanently. That's the only number they worried about. They worried about hopefully they don't get a state number, and they don't get that body count number added to the body count number. That's the only two numbers they concerned with. All this 85% and 15% and 20%, they don't care nothing about that kind of stuff. You're not going to reach them like that. There's always going to be a gap with that. You understand? Because like I said, they don't need analytics for that. When they walk out that front door, that's all the analytics they need to see. They can tally the math in their own head. But they sitting on the step like, damn, over there, he gone. Damn, that's 3 this week, that's gone. You understand? Or damn, he just got caught, whatever he got caught with. Damn, mathematician real quick. Damn, he facing 20 on a cop out. That's the only kind of numbers people worried about in those environments. They're not worried about these other numbers y'all talking about. It's the same conversation I had with a guy about 3 weeks ago. He's some kind of Republican, which I don't care if Republican, Democrat, ain't nothing but Bloods and Crips to me. I'm gonna keep it a stack. That's all it is. It's organized It's organized crime. That's how I look at it. It's legal organized crime. That's all I consider politics to be. So I'm talking to this guy, and he's out there talking about he represent me. You can't represent me because you don't understand my plight. That's false representation. That's misrepresentation. You should pay a tax for that. See, I come from a different world, because in a different world, when you play games like that, this ain't no gang stuff. I've never been in the game. Anybody know, like, obviously I'm from Philly, you know, there's no detectable gang levels there. I'm not going to say there's no gang level, because a lot of people there go to jail, especially in those state prisons in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of gang activity. You understand? But you get taxed for false representation of me. You understand? Don't claim it if you ain't done it. If you ain't do it, you can't claim it. That's the rules and principles people come from. You understand? So when you out there talking about you in these closed door meetings representing me, how can that be when you don't even understand my struggle or understand where I come from? And definitely, you think you have an understanding because you read an article? Because you got people that live there? Or because you made a travel through there once in a while? It's way different. Live there every day for a year. Wake up, go to work, come back home. Don't come back home at 2 in the morning and saying I'm back home. No, be there all night so you get all the foolishness that go on around you. Be outside and talk to the people on a daily basis. Walk to them bodegas. Walk to them steak shops. Walk to those hoagie joints. Like, I'm talking about regularly. Go to Chinese joint, get 3 wings fried hard with salt and pepper and some fried rice. Regularly. Don't hold no town hall meeting what you think is representatives of that community and say you understand me. That ain't how that work, man. So this is the angle that homeboy earlier should have went. We're getting down to the root of it to get some real assistance for these mothers, single black women that are trying hard to raise a boy to a man, a black man where the odds is way against you. That's how you reach me. But y'all ain't got the goal to go in these places that you really that really talk about this and stand on that. Y'all ain't got the gall for that. No, y'all want to sit here, say whatever nonsense rhetoric y'all want to push, propaganda you want to push, and then say, I'm representing this community right here. All right, well, no, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. But listen, do better. At least educate yourself so you understand what you're talking about. Right? There's a lot of different issues. I'm not going to highlight that issue and say, oh, this is the problem right here. Because to me, that is what was done when you made that statement. You said, if these mothers, A, B, C, D, E. So when we start sending women to do men work, and I ain't being on sex and stuff for nothing, but you telling that woman it's her job, she's the primary job, responsibility holder of controlling a black boy in the hood. And somewhere in your mind that makes sense. So that's what I mean by when we start doing women to do men work. That's why society is jacked up now. Because you black men don't understand your place. You framed that all wrong. You probably didn't even have no ill intentions, but you made an ill, dumb statement. That was the last thing that would have came to my mind to say some foolishness like that. I ain't gonna hold you. That would have been the last thing. There's a bunch of other stuff from policies to a main thing to me. One of the key things I always talk to people about is these programs in these communities or lack thereof. Right? Don't defund the police. Give the police more money. But make sure that these funds is allocated appropriately. I don't want to talk to nobody head. So what I just said was, make sure that money go to the proper places where it can have the greater impact for the positive. You understand? Get them more money. But don't give them that money for more weapons, armored trucks, tactical gear. No, get them that money so they can actually stand up programs where they bridge police and community relations. That's where that money need to go. That's why you need to give them more money. And you need somebody that's solid, stand over top of them, making sure that money go to where they say it's going to go to, and they can actually see the stuff in motion. If you say you got this program, well, I'm going to go sit on this program and see what this program is about. And I'm going to actually talk to these community people that attend these programs. And I'm not going to go get the block captain or Mrs. Josephine that been there 80 years. Not to say, she has a lot of knowledge. She's vital. She could be a part of it. But I need to go get that woman, that son is out there that's selling dope. Son out there pushing his pistol. Those are the people that need to be in that meeting. Those are the people you need to reach. Because the average one of them are looking for help. They don't know how to reach that person no longer. Which is understandable. They no longer know how to communicate with that child. So they need external resources to save their son, hopefully, before he's dead or in jail or just stuck. But get back at me when y'all ready to have that level of a conversation, man. But you should think real hard next time before you decide that you want to put something like that on the internet and pretty much put the responsibility of that on a black woman. That is about as politically and nicely put I can do that right now. But like I said, I'm cooking up something nice. I'm doing a little bit more research. I want to make sure my facts is in order, because I've been told y'all that what's happening today was going to happen in a totally different light though. But I'm doing some more math on that. I'm gonna be back with y'all in a second. Hopefully by Friday I have everything I need to have to where I can put that out and frame it beautifully so that y'all definitely getting the information and y'all can see the history of why what's happening today. But it always happens, but we just don't pay attention to it on that kind of scale. But thank y'all again, man. I appreciate the support, appreciate the love. Like, share, comment, subscribe if it's your first time here. Let me know you was here. I'll see you in a minute.